to be honest, it's more now thinking of what caused LeBron to get sciatica.
That's what I was thinking.
And, there's many reasons this could happen. We don't know everything that he did in the offseason. But we do know one thing that he started picking up in the offseason, and that is golf, Eric. He said he picked it up July 2nd, which is actually my birthday. And from that point on, he seemed to be playing like at least 3 to 4 times a week. It seemed like he was playing a lot. I don't know how much exactly he was playing, but he said he was going full-fledged into golf. Now, anybody that goes into a new sport, especially golf, which is a repetitive motion that constantly you're rotating onto one side and you're bringing it back, rotating to the other side, and you're going to do that over and over and over. If you're playing 18 holes, that is a lot of motion. That's a lot of shots. And that, in my practice and all my years of practicing as a physical therapist, I've seen a lot of cases of low back issues from golfers. That's like the number one thing that I see from golfers. And a lot of nerve issues are coming from the sciatic nerve because of the motion that they are using in golf, right? And if you don't have all the hip mobility or if you're doing something and you haven't done it before and you get full-fledged into it and you do something 4 to 5 times a week, yes, this can cause a back issue or a sciatic issue. So I'm not saying 100% that this is caused by golf, but can it be a factor? 100% it can be a factor.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? And I'm sure it wouldn't. Probably would. It would be hard to admit, but this summer has been so interesting to say the least for LeBron. And part of it is him playing and taking up golf, which is great. Sounds like a great, kind of retirement sport. And I know a lot of ball players, they are very active with golf. Steph Curry is, and Austin Reeves is. But I know those guys that, like you said, they've probably been playing a long time. And from what it sounds like, LeBron just picked up some clubs, July 2nd. And maybe he's played in the past, but yeah, if he's like just jumping right into it and just doing it every day, going 18 almost every day, man, wouldn't that be something if that's what's hindering him to start the year?
Yeah. And, this was obviously a weird offseason for him because if you guys remember, he ended the season with a torn MCL or a grade 2 sprain of the MCL, which is a partial tear of it. So he had to rehab that first, right, for the first 2 months. And so he wasn't doing any basketball activity really then. And then at some point he picked up golf, right? So he's still not doing much basketball activity. And then finally picked up some basketball, obviously tried to get going. And then now he has the nerve issue. So it's hard to say what caused this. And, he is, getting older, right? He's 40, turning 41 this year. And, 23 seasons, trying to pick up a new sport that's repetitive. It can be difficult on the body is one thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. It can be overstated. Like he's doing things that will probably never be done by someone that's in year 23 in this age. But at the end of the day, he is that age, and it doesn't always happen gracefully with folks, like with athletes, professional athletes. Sometimes you just kind of hit a wall. And not saying he has, and we're not even near saying that. He hasn't even stepped on the court, but it just starts to make you think like all these like little things. Like, he did have like a lot of growing, he had the growing issue last year, and I know he had it your first year with us. 1 year was like the ankle, 1 year was the foot. Granted, some of it have been like kind of freak plays, but this is just kind of the newest, quote unquote type of injury that he has. And so, again, it's a grind, 82 game season, hopefully about 20 playoff games or so, 20, 25 playoff games. It is not, for the faint at heart. So we'll see. It's a long way to go, but hopefully they have the right kind of process, and I'm sure they know what they're doing, but no sense in rushing him back.
Yeah, and you got to look out for the longevity of the season. Obviously, you want to be in the playoffs. So this is something that he's going to have to deal with. And it's not something that is likely going to go away overnight. It's something that he's going to have to probably manage throughout the season. So that would be the interesting thing, because once he starts playing, will this come back? Will he be able to manage it throughout the season? And, you know, we had that episode before where we were talking about, is he going to retire? And in my opinion, I thought in the first 2 to 3 months, he'll know whether or not his body can take it. Like he'll get to a point where getting up every day is so difficult. And nerve injuries are absolutely one of the worst, because they have so much pain, and there's some days that are good days and some days that you literally just can't walk because of the nerve pain. So hopefully it's not into that point being that severe. But I did want to just show a couple golf videos, because you kind of look at where we're talking about the difference in how he has to rotate with his hips. And sometimes when you're a novice at golf, you don't exactly rotate your hips as well. So I'll play a couple just to kind of get that idea for the audience here.
Motherfucker. That's a motherfucking shot, nigga. Shit.
Yeah, everybody's seen that one, because that's a meme right there. But when you kind of look at this video right here, and you see just in general how he has to rotate his hips, and the repetitiveness of that's what he has to do. And it's his right side that's affected. So that right side has to just be able to rotate this way every single time. So that causes a torque on the back. And especially when you're beginning, a lot of people side bend and rotate, which causes like compression on the disc or a compression on the spine, which could lead to a sciatic issue.
Yeah, it's you saw those golf swings, and I'm sure he, did that probably like hundreds and hundreds of times this summer. And so you can see with what it's like, your body's not used to that motion, regardless of being in like tip-top shape, as I mentioned. I can see how it could have an effect, because it's just a motion that's like a little unusual compared to playing basketball or just like everyday, motions you have. So yeah, it's
For sure.
We'll see. I'm sure he's gonna probably. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking he's gonna put a pause on golf for a bit. Hopefully,
I would imagine there will be.
He retires for that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Eric. So